Good morning, children. This video is for children who are in the Pharaoh group on Tuesday and the Obelisk group on Thursday. Before we start today's learning, please make sure you do the starter, which is TT Rockstars. Please make sure you do your minimum of 10 games on TT Rockstars. Thank you. Once you've done that, please now make sure that you do task 2, which is on IXL, which is find the area of figures made of unit squares. This is trying to find the area of shapes, counting the squares, the amount of squares there are. Now, once you've done both those, task 1 and task 2, we're going to start task 3, which is now doing the input to today's learning. The area of a shape is the width and the length multiplied. So this is the width, and we're going to call this 5 centimeters. And this is our length, and we're going to call this 10 centimeters. This is our length, and this is our width. To find the area, we need to multiply the width and the length together. So our width is 5 centimeters and our length is 10 centimeters. We multiply these two together, 50 centimeter. Now, when we find the area, the answer must have that small 2 there. Now, as you've noticed, when you do squared numbers, you use this little 2 here, and it's the same principle when we're doing area. You put when you write the answer, you multiply the width and the length together. You write your answer centimeter squared. So you put a little 2 there. That's how to find the area. Very simple. We're now going to look at some questions that you're going to be answering, similar questions that you're going to be answering today. Now it says here, this one's could be a bit tricky. If you don't have the ability to print, you can draw this out in your book and you can draw it out and answer it that way instead. It says here, complete the shape to make a rectangle with an area of 42 centimeters. Now the key part is rectangle. What we're going to do first, we're going to count how many squares we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 7, which is our length, multiply by a number equals 42 centimeters squared. Remember, this is our length, and we need to multiply it by our width. So what do we need to multiply 7 by to get to 42? This is what's really important to know our times tables, children. Really important. 7 times 6 equals 42 centimeters. Now, to show this on our grid, we need to make sure that this here goes down 6 centimeters. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to shade the rest of this here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we just need to and it says that label the length and the width. Well, we've done the length. This is our width. And label it with the measurements. So this is 7 centimeters and this is 6 centimeters. Count the squares to find the area of the rectangle. Now, this is really simple. We're just going to count the squares. But I'm going to give you a little help, a little tip. Because actually, even if we count this, we could do this in a much quicker way. We're going to count how many we've got along here, and how many we've got down there, and multiply them together. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 meters. 1, 2, 3. 3 meters. So we're going to do 10 times 3 equals 30 meters squared. Don't forget that little squared symbol there. Find the total area of both rectangles. So we're going to have to find them, add these two areas together. Now again, like we can count the squares individually, or we can multiply them together. So we'll see how you can choose whichever way suits you best. So we'll count these ones together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 centimeters squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 centimeters squared. We now need to add these two numbers together. 25 plus 8. 25 plus 8 equals 5 plus 8 equals 13. 2 plus 1 equals 3. So the answer is 33 centimeter squared. Match the shape to the correct area. This time we're just going to do the multiplying. So we've got our length and our width. Each one is worth 1 meter. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times 4 equals 16. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 times 5 equals 30. 30 meters squared. Really nice and simple, that is. Now we're going to do some reasoning and problem solving questions. So our first question here is, Chuan is buying floor tiles for the school hall. The area of each tile is 1 meter squared. Chuan thinks he needs to order 27 tiles. Is he correct? Explain your answer. Now the way we can explain this is by working out the length of the width and the length of the width and the measurement of the length as well. So we've got, this is our length and this is our width. So if we work out what the length is first, so it says each tile is 1 meter squared. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But that's 10 meters. And the width is 1, 2, 3. Now, when to find the area, we would need to multiply these two together. So that equals multiply. So that would give us 30 meters squared. Now, if each square tile is 1 meter squared, that means we must have 30 meters squared. So he says we need to order 27. Is he correct? Explain your answer. He's incorrect. He needs 3 more. And this explains why. Because we've got 10 along there and 3 along there. 2b. This rectangle has an area of 16 centimeters squares. Find other possible lengths and widths which give the same area. Now, this here is really simple. What it's asking us to do is to find two numbers that will give us, when multiplied together, will give us 16 centimeters. So this is using our factors of numbers, so factors of 16. So 1 times 16 equals 16 centimeters squared. 2 times 8 equals 16 centimeters squared. And then they are two other possible answers. So what I would do is write this out with what your area is and work out two numbers when multiplied together make 16. Now a really easy one is 1 is a factor of every number. You multiply 1 by the answer itself, so 1 times 16. So again, that's knowledge of times tables to support your learning. The last question we've got, Kian has estimated the area of a rectangle. Estimated area of this rectangle is 18 centimeters squared because 2 centimeters times 9 centimeters equals 18 centimeters. Is Kian correct? Prove it. So we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 10 centimeters. 1, 2, 2 centimeters. 10 times 2 equals 20 centimeters squared. Is Kian correct? Prove it. He is incorrect. And how we proved it? By saying that there was 10 centimeters along the top and 2 there. So it gives us an area of 20 centimeters squared, not 18 centimeters squared. That right there is your proof. That's the end of your input today. So please now go to do the task sheets, and there is extra practice at the end of your task sheet as well on IXL. Best of luck.